If I'm being honest with you all, I like coming over here on YouTube and chatting with y'all more than other apps. The reality is I never want to get on here and say something and it's not impactful or it's not something that I need to hear. Right. And so we're in May, and I was like, if you've listened to the first episode of May on the podcast, I was like, may it all work out. Right. May everything work out. And the reality is, I'm hopeful, but the reality is, I don't know. I don't know. It's getting strange out here in these streets, y'all. It's getting really strange. But what I want to say is, I'm talking a lot. I did a lot of changes. I made a lot of changes over the last 48 hours, I should say. The last 48 hours, I made some really interesting changes as it relates to how I'm showing up in the world, in the content world. And for me, that was going private. As somebody who is a chronic page deleter, I have no problem deleting pages, closing pages. And if I delete a page, I'm probably not going to start over. Like, it's not that foreign to me to like really want to be seen online, because people's perceptions, people's ideas, people's opinions, strangers at that, really don't matter to me. So here I am, like, okay, boom, I want to do something different. And so I did something different. And honestly, it's brought me a lot of peace. What did I do? You'd have to subscribe to the Patreon for that. But it's in relation to something that I noticed over on TikTok, that I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. And so I removed myself and I removed some people from my space. People like to. Sinners was a good movie. Y'all know I'm just thought dumping right now, but Sinners was a good movie. And because it was such a good movie, the reality is there's people that are vampires in your life, and you do not have to invite them in. Don't invite them vampires in. Like, come on now, be so for real. If you haven't seen the movie by now, like, come on, it's been how many weeks? Are you waiting for it to come on Netflix? Um, I don't know what they put in that movie, but I've never wanted to see a movie twice since Law Abiding Citizen. And if you know, you know. Like, I've never wanted to see a movie twice since then. And I could almost see this movie doing like what they did with Lion King when Lion King very first came out. My 80s, 90s babies, y'all know what I'm talking about. I went to see my I went to see Lion King when it first came out so many umpteen years ago or whatever. And what I found was interesting, I remember it leaving the movies. Back then, movies used to take a long time to leave the movies. And then in the span of 2 years or so when it came out, it came back out. And I don't know if in modern day did it come out without being remade. I don't know. But they remastered it and like brought it out again. I could see Sinners being that type of movie. I've had great conversations with some people about the movie. I see great conversations happening around the movie. And I'm just proud and pleased and glad to know that I'm not on the side of social media of people who didn't think it was a good movie. I'm not on the side of religious talk. I'm not going to say what type of religion, but I'm not on the religious side of TikTok where they're like, oh my God, it was such a horrible movie and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you got to run away from the church. And if you know, you know. I've told the story in a little bit of fragments. And the reality is, there's no, depending on the church, not all, but some, there's no comfort in the church, right? When, spoiler alert, when Sammy comes in at the end with the guitar and his mom hops up to go hug him, and his dad is like, told the mom to sit down. You think that would have been a time to, embrace your son and say, oh my gosh, are you okay? But there's this whole idea of like, don't comfort him. There's no comfort in the church sometimes. Anywho, I'm creating my own space. I'm creating my own pathway. And I'm doing what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it. I'm collaborating with people that I want to collaborate with. And the reality is, there's a level of, I've talked about this on TikTok, parasocial relationships. And parasocial relationships are the subset of relationship that is very one-sided, meaning that a person will see a person online and feel some sort of connection with them, and that person doesn't know them. They will feel so indebted to that person, and that person doesn't know them. So when the person does take the opportunity to maybe block them, because they want to create a private space on their page. They don't want people who are just taking, which is what I'm giving is my intellectual property and free information, but they're never giving, they're never sowing into the enjoyment of said information. And also they take that information and make it their personality. So I've removed myself in so many ways, and it has made me happy and has brought me great joy. And I'm only doing things that make me happy, but also I'm not giving, I told y'all this before, stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm on because you're giving them the benefit. Is it any benefit to you? No, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. And the minute you give them the benefit of the doubt, then what happens? The doubt sets in. And now we both looking crazy because like how did that happen? Oh, because I knew it was going to happen because I stopped giving people the benefit of the doubt, especially in regards to strangers. I automatically assume the worst in strangers. I'm not mentally built now, especially as a reformed people pleaser, as a reformed everybody needs me, as a reformed do gooder of people more than I do good for myself. I am set up to now believe no one means me well until they show me they mean me well. That's just me. I've worked through that in therapy, and it is a place where it's a place where I am when you've been don't want to say the word abused, but when you've been mismanaged, when people have mismanaged you because of, you know, you're just always so good to everybody. No, that stops here. Anywho, I have a busy day today. Don't know what the day is going to entail. I'm open to resources. I'm looking for more resources. I'm considering going back to school. So if y'all want to be on this journey with me, go ahead and subscribe because that your girl is going back to school. Yes, I have a doctorate. And yes, I'm gonna go back to school because who paying student loans? Y'all doing that? Is this thing on? Anywho, till next time, remember you can tune into Black Girl Say Something every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we drop a new episode. Subscribe to our Patreon because that's where this Black girl has even more to say. And if you're watching this YouTube video, why you not subscribed? Like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok. Until next time, tune into Black Girl Say Something where this Black girl has something to say.